All right. We're live, baby. Okay. I think we're live. Oh, I hope so. Hi, guys. Good to see you. Good to see you. So today we're gonna have a little. We're gonna be reading Philosophy Who Needs It. I'm trying a new format, so this is gonna be interesting. I can't stream the book because that's illegal and because it violates copyright, and that would be bad. So we're not gonna do that like we did on Monday. Instead, I'm gonna try just I'm gonna record my face like the webcam, and I'm just gonna record myself reading and just riffing. Unfortunately, you guys won't be able to see the text, which sucks. But I'm gonna see if I can find a workaround for that at some point in the near future. But for now, this is what we're gonna go with. There's one other thing. I don't remember. Okay. Yeah, let me know if stream's good, mic is good, if the quality's good, yada yada. Okay. I think we can get started then. All right, where were we? So we last. Where did I last leave off? Oh. So we were on this paragraph, which was describing. I believe it's describing the metaphysically given. Let me go through it. So. To grasp the axiom that existence exists means to grasp the fact that nature, i.e., the universe as a whole, cannot be created or annihilated, that it cannot come into or go out of existence. Whether its basic constituent elements are atoms, oh, chat rate? Wait, hold up. Okay. Where was I? Oh, to grasp the axiom that existence exists means to grasp the fact that nature, i.e., the universe as a whole, cannot be created or annihilated, that it cannot come into or go out of existence. Whether its basic constituent elements are atoms or subatomic particles or some yet undiscovered forms of energy, it is not ruled by a consciousness or by will or by chance, but by the law of identity. All the countless forms, motions, combinations, and dissolutions of elements within the universe, from a floating speck of dust to the formation of a galaxy to the emergence of life, are caused and determined by the identities of the elements involved. Nature is the metaphysically given, i.e., the nature of nature is outside the power of any volition. That's a very deep paragraph. Okay, I don't even know where to start with that. So, this last sentence is a fucking banger. Nature is the metaphysically given, i.e., the nature of nature is outside the power of any volition. I think what that means is the law of or the metaphysically given is the identity of something. So, and the identity of something simply is what it is, and you can't do anything about it. At least at a given time and in a given respect. You can cause an entity to go through some sort of process which changes its identity, like the law of causality, or no, not the law of causality. I don't know. But point being, well, Well, I think one of the main points of this paragraph is that the axiom existence exists. Because that's an axiom, it means that the universe just is. Existence just is. There is no creation of the universe and creation of existence, and there is no annihilation or complete destruction of existence. You can't have either of those because existence exists. That's like kind of hard to wrap, that is hard to wrap your mind around. At least it's hard for me. So, but I think, yeah, it's hard to grasp. Anyways, we can move on. Okay. Man's volition is an attribute of his consciousness, of his rational faculty, and consists in the choice to perceive existence or to evade it. I don't know about that. To perceive existence, to discover the characteristics or properties, the identities of the things that exist, means to discover and accept the metaphysically given. Wait, to perceive existence, to discover? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so, okay, that makes sense. Only on the basis of this knowledge is man able to learn how the things given in nature can be rearranged to serve his needs, which is his method of survival. Yeah, that makes sense. At least to perceive existence means to discover the identities of something. And the identities of something is the metaphysically given. That makes sense, I think. But this first sentence, I'm not sure if I agree with this first sentence. Man's volition is an attribute of his consciousness, of his rational faculty, and consists in the choice to perceive existence or to evade it. So it's the second part. Consists in the choice to perceive existence or to evade it. So I thought free will was something, I thought that free will was something different. So let me break this down. Okay. Man's volition is an attribute of his consciousness and consists in the choice to perceive existence or to evade it. I thought that free will meant meant the ability to Okay, so I thought free will was simply the choice to focus your mind, to exert mental effort, or to not exert mental effort. It's that choice. It's like flipping a switch, where you can either put your attention into something or you can not do that. I don't know why it consists in the choice to perceive existence or to evade it. Because, like, I would rephrase this as volition consists in the choice to focus one's mind or not to. And I guess maybe what Rand means is to focus your mind toward perceiving existence or evading existence. And she's just skipping the focus part and is taking that as, like, assuming you understand that. But I don't know. I'm not sure. Let me write that down. Because, all right, so free will is the ability to focus your mind on something. The question is, what is that something? And that something is either perceiving existence or evading it. Bro, I don't know. Man's volition consists in the choice to perceive existence or to evade it. Volition? But volition fundamentally is about focusing your mind. It's that choice to focus your mind or not to focus your mind. But then the question arises, what are you focusing your mind on? And I guess most fundamentally, it's perception. You're focusing on perceiving something. But if you're focusing your mind on answering a very abstract question, I don't know. Very tough, very tough. Perception. So a perception is simply an awareness that you retain. So it's an awareness of something that you retain. Oh, man. Why am I? Man, this is tough. Very tough. So, free will consists in the choice to be aware of existence. I'm reframing. Or, yeah, putting it in different words. Or to evade existence. Okay, let me try to come up with a counter. Okay, so I'm posing a hypothetical. Okay, so Rand says free will is the choice to perceive existence or to evade it. What about, and I'm pretty sure implied in that statement is focusing your mind on perceiving existence or evading it, because that's how you perceive. You have to focus. Okay, so what about focusing your mind on answering a very abstract question that isn't on the perceptual, like the reference of the question aren't perceptual. At least no, that doesn't make sense. Let me just finish it. Okay, what about focusing your mind on answering a very abstract question, such as, like, how do gravity and the nuclear forces relate? What's their relationship? That's a fucking, A, I don't know the answer to that. It's just an example. But B, that's a super, super abstract question. And I think the answer is you'd have to connect that abstraction, that question, back to perception. And like figure out what the chain is back to perceptual data. And in order to actually understand the question, to answer it, fully answer it. But because ultimately everything has to come back to sense perception, I think everything has to, every abstraction, every concept has to be related back to sense perception to connect the concept to reality. So because of that, I think what Rand is saying is technically correct. It's kind of unclear. Like volition ultimately consists in focusing your mind to perceive existence or to evade it. Even for very abstract concepts and abstract questions, you have to relate the question and the concept back to perception, back to perceptual existence. And okay. I think So maybe what Rand means is most fundamentally consists in the choice to focus your mind on perceiving existence. Okay. Good on that paragraph. Yep. The power to rearrange the combinations of natural elements is the only creative power man possesses. Agreed. Creativity is simply rearranging what exists into new arrangements that we can use for some for some benefit. It is an enormous and glorious power, and it is the only means. Yeah, creative. Okay. Is the only meaning of the concept creative. Creation does not, and metaphysically cannot mean the power to bring something into existence out of nothing. Yes. So when we use the term creation outside of like a referring to God, so a religious sense, it means like creating some new arrangement or new combination, not like literally creating something new from nothing. It's rearranging something into something different that was previously unknown or that didn't exist before, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyways, creation means the power to bring into existence an arrangement, yeah, there we go, or a combination or integration of natural elements that had not existed before. This is true of any human product, scientific or aesthetic. Man's imagination is nothing more than the ability to rearrange the things he existed in reality. I mean, it would be a contradiction to create something out of nothing. Like, you can't pull something from nothing. There's nothing there to pull. So that makes sense to me. The best and briefest indication of man's power in regard to nature is Francis Bacon's nature to be commanded must be obeyed. Interesting quote. Nature to be commanded must be obeyed. I mean, I think this can mean a lot of things, but what comes to my mind is in order to like pursue and achieve your goals and to live and to thrive, you have to understand nature and to live in accordance with the laws of nature, because those are what's the word? Inviolatable? Inviolate? No. You can't violate those laws. And if you try to go against nature, you're simply going to fail, and it's going to be really bad for you. So you should attempt to understand nature and live in accordance with nature's laws, which I think is what the quote, nature to be commanded must be obeyed means. And then Rand goes on, in this context, to be commanded means to be made to serve man's purposes. To be obeyed means that they cannot be served unless man discovers the property of natural elements and uses them accordingly. Yeah, so you have to understand nature first, and then apply that understanding toward achieving your goals. That makes sense. Okay. And this goes to the metaphysically given. Nature is the metaphysically given, and therefore it is what it is. It cannot be different, or it couldn't have been different, and you simply have to accept it. And so because of that, you have to accept what nature is, and you have to accept its laws, and then act in harmony, or act in harmony with the facts of nature and the laws of nature, which those two things are technically the same, but whatever. You don't want to fight against nature or the metaphysically given, because you won't win. You can't win. It's impossible. So that makes sense. You must understand the purpose of nature and its laws so you can. Okay, that's good. For example, 200 years ago, men would have said that it is impossible to hear a human voice at a distance of 238,000 miles. It is as impossible today as it was then. But if we are able to hear an astronaut's voice coming from the moon, it is by means of the science of electronics, which discovered certain natural phenomena and enabled men to build the kind of equipment that picks up the vibrations of that voice, transmits them, and reproduces them on Earth. But without this knowledge and equipment, centuries of wishing, praying, screaming, and foot stomping would not make a man's voice heard at the distance of 10 miles. Yeah, so through technology, through the creative process, we're able to do new things that we thought were impossible. Today, this is implicitly understood and more or less accepted in regard to the physical science, hence their progress. Yep, I think that's a true claim. It is neither understood nor accepted, and is in fact vociferously, never heard that word, vociferously denied in regard to the humanities. The sciences dealing with man, hence their stagnant barbarism. Almost unanimously, man is regarded as an unnatural phenomenon, either as a supernatural entity whose mystic divine endowment, the mind, soul, is above nature, or a subnatural entity whose mystic demonical endowment, the mind, is an enemy of nature, ecology. The purpose of all such theories is to exempt man from the law of identity. Okay, that's a packed claim. There might be a few claims there. So I'm not going to speak on the judgment Rand is placing on the humanities. I think there are definitely parts of the humanities that are bad, in my opinion. I think are just not helpful for humans, not helpful for human goals, or for human flourishing, rather. But okay, what exactly is she claiming here? What is neither understood? What is this? What is this referring to? This is referring to the fact that the acquisition of knowledge and the use of technology enables human beings to do cool shit and to do new shit. So studying nature, well, I think, okay, All right, let me try and sum up the claim. Studying Okay. So, the basic claim here, and I guess kind of in these two paragraphs, is creativity is the power to rearrange nature into new elements, into new arrangements, or new integrations. And human progress and technology is the result of studying nature, understanding nature, and applying that knowledge toward achieving goals. And achieving goals. And building new technologies that enable us to achieve new goals and to achieve our older goals in a more effective way, or achieve goals in a more effective way in general. So, and then in this paragraph, she's applying, so it's this study, I think it's, this whole paragraph is referring to the study of nature, primarily. So, today, the study of Today, this is implicitly understood and more or less accepted in regard to the physical sciences, hence their project. The fact that you have to study nature and then apply that knowledge toward achieving your goals. It is neither understood nor accepted in regard to the humanities. So Rand is claiming that the humanities are generally taught as if the subjects they deal with, which is man, human nature, is outside of the purview of nature, is outside of nature in some way. I think that's what she's claiming. All right, cool. And the result, and then Rand is claiming that the result of this error in thinking about man as thinking about human beings as outside of nature has resulted in the stagnation of the humanities and no progress. Is that claim true? I have no idea. I would have to look into how the humanities are taught. But I think that's what she is claiming. Now, in the next paragraph, she gets a little more specific by what she means by that. So I'm gonna quote this or write down these few sentences because I think they're pretty dense. And I want to unpack them. Okay, back to this. Stick. All right. So let's break down this paragraph. Well, a few sentences. It's not a paragraph. Almost unanimously, man is regarded as an unnatural phenomenon, either as a supernatural entity. Well, okay. Almost unanimously, man is regarded as an unnatural phenomenon. So, in the humanities, man is regarded as outside of nature in some way, or not. Outside of nature, which, like, off the cuff doesn't make sense because nature is simply all that exists. We exist. We are a part of nature. We are not outside of nature. Anyways, either as a supernatural entity whose mystic, divine endowment, the mind, soul, is above nature. So that would be a religious point of view. The mind or the soul is a divine endowment from God, who is a supernatural entity. I don't know the specific arguments that different religions make. I'm assuming the soul is like a supernatural entity because, or supernatural aspect of human nature. I'm assuming. I mean, that's what Rand is claiming. The soul is supernatural in some way. So let's assume that's true. Or as a subnatural entity. So supernatural is above nature. Subnatural is below? Or enemy? What does that mean exactly? Subnatural. Let me look. I mean, below or beneath nature. I mean, that makes sense. I don't even know what that means, though. Like, below or beneath nature, less than nature. I mean, above or outside of nature makes sense. Well, sort of. Like, I can understand what they're referring to. It's like something that's not, that's more important, more powerful, more transcendent. Transcendent of nature. That's the word. Below nature, what does that mean? Worse than nature? What the hell does that mean? It's not transcendent. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. All right. Who's mystic? Oh, wait. Sorry. Let me. Man is regarded as a subnatural entity whose mystic, demoniacal. What is it? I mean, demon-like? Demoniacal. I might be spelling that wrong. Demoniacal. What does that mean? Demon-like? That's the only thing I can think of. Okay. Boop. Okay, it is a word. Possessed or influenced by a demon, demonic. Okay, so it is what I thought. Let me define that. It's still supernatural. Man is demonic, is what she's claiming, or what I guess the humanities put forth. I still don't exactly know what that means. Like we are demonic. Okay. Whose mystic demonical endowment, the mind is an enemy of nature, ecology. I do see this a lot, where the view is that like human beings and nature conflict. Like that's a big part of the environmental movement, is that we're destroying nature or destroying the natural world. And there, I mean, I haven't looked into the environmental movement or into any of that, so I'm not going to make any strong claim. But I mean, like, yeah, humans live by like taking the environment and changing it to suit our needs. That's how we survive. And that's not a bad thing. The problem comes where we abuse our environment such that it becomes inhospitable for us, and we ruin it so that we can no longer like live in it. That's really bad. We don't want that, of course. So yeah, I think that does make sense. So there's the view that man is above nature, or at least an aspect of man is above nature and is transcendent of nature, and that's the soul, and it's endowed by God. Or that man is below nature, we're demonic, we're evil, and we are in conflict with nature, and that would be the whole environmental movement. We're destroying nature, we're destroying the natural environment. Okay, the last sentence, which is deep. The purpose of all such theories is to exempt man from the law of identity. I don't know if it's the purpose, but it is the result. The result of these theories is that man is at least partially exempt from the law of identity because there's an aspect of man that is outside of nature in some way. I don't know if you can say the purpose, because purpose implies intent to me. And I don't know if, like, these, whatever, the proponents of these different theories, the religious people, or I guess some of the secular humanity people, I don't think they're intending, oh, we're going, like, they're not explicitly going out and saying, hey, we're going to exempt man from the law of identity. What? That don't make, like, no, they're not doing, I don't think they're doing that. But the result of what they're putting forth is that they are exempting man from the law of identity, even if it's unintentional. So I'll write that down. And regardless of whether, like, the specific claims here that Rand is making are true, the fact is that we, like, humans are a part of nature. We are not a part of nature. We are a part of nature. We are contained within nature because we exist. By the fact that we exist, we are natural. And we exist in the natural world entirely, which means every aspect of us, of our being, is subject to the law of identity. So, anyways. Okay. Next paragraph. But man exists and his mind exists. Both are a part of nature. Both are part of nature. Yep. Both possess a specific identity. The attribute of volition does not contradict the fact of identity, just as the existence of living organisms does not contradict the existence of inanimate matter. Living organisms possess the power of self-initiated motion, which inanimate matter does not possess. Each man's consciousness possesses the power of self-initiated motion in the realm of cognition. Thinking, which the consciousness of other living species do not possess. I'm going to leave it at that. Yep, so we exist, our mind exists, both are a part of nature, and so because of that, both are subject to the law of identity and therefore have a specific identity. The attribute of volition does not contradict the fact of identity. Yeah, volition is, like, human consciousness is a specific thing which includes volition. It's part of the identity of human consciousness. Just as the existence of living organisms does not contradict, This is interesting. Man's consciousness possesses the power of self-initiated motion in the realm of cognition. That's a very interesting way to think of free will. Self-initiated motion of the mind. That's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's so cool. I like that. I really like that formulation. I'm gonna quote that. Oh no. Excuse me. Okay. But just as animals are able to move only in accordance with the nature of their bodies, so man is able to initiate and direct his mental action only in accordance with the nature, the identity of his consciousness. His volition is limited to his cognitive processes. He has the power to identify and to conceive of rearranging the elements of reality, but not the power to alter them. He has the power to use his cognitive faculty as its nature requires, but not the power to alter it nor to escape the consequences of its misuse. He has the power to suspend, evade, corrupt, or subvert his perception of reality, but not the power to escape the existential and psychological disasters that follow. The use or misuse of his cognitive faculty determines a man's choice of values, which determines his emotions and his character. In this sense, it is in this sense that man is a being of self-made soul. Well, that's interesting. I'm going to quote that. I think what's the point of this paragraph? Oh, timer's up. All right, boys. I have to get to a meeting soon. So because of that, we're ending the stream. Thank you all for joining us. We got through how many paragraphs today? Where did we start? Here. 1, 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5-ish paragraphs. That's pretty good. We'll take that. All right. So I'll be streaming tomorrow, perhaps for longer, because I don't work. But we'll be streaming Mastery by Robert Greene, not Philosophy Who Needs It. I like to change up the subject on Saturdays that I'm reading or learning about, just for some variety. So that's what we'll be doing. Hope you guys can make it, and I'll see you there.